Hi, Bootz. I guess this the beef you've been waiting for. What is going on, entertainers? So I'm coming to y'all with another video, and we are talking Love and Hip Hop Miami, you guys. Now, I'm not going to go scene by scene because I do still feel like this show does not correctly represent Miami in hip hop. I'm sorry. I just feel as if this show to me could be a lot better with the casting because this to me is not a correct representation, like at all. Like Michael Blackson, really? First of all, he's not even in music. So let's start there. And then we got him with a harem of all his foreign girls. Like, it's just like, really, really. So the episode starts off with like Shay meeting with her mom. Her mom is saying how she's so proud that she's been down this spiritual journey and how she's getting better and how she's learning and she's learning to not have so much anger and she's learning to not be such a argumentative, fighting type of person. So meanwhile, we see later on that Bootz comes later and kind of disrupts all of that things, right? So Amada and her recently got into it, but she did not tell her mom that, her and Amada are beefing because she wants to still keep her mom under the impression that she's not out here beefing with the girlies, right? Which my whole thing is this with Shay. Shay is like a half and half problem starter. Is some things that some people have come at her. Don't get me wrong, but sometimes she is the one starting the stuff. She is the one starting the drama. She is the one starting the problems that is making people mad and wanting to come at her and her getting into arguments in these fights. So this is why I say she's a half, problem starter. Because sometimes it's not all her fault, but when it is, it's really her fault. Case in point, the whole Erica situation. Like when she used to beef with Erica, aka Imani Mama, okay, aka Baby Mama Erica. When she used to get into it with Baby Mama Erica, a lot of it used to be her fault because she, to me, used to poke and prod at her, and when Baby Mama Erica used to reply back, she used to be the one that would just go at her when sometimes Erica would try to pay her no mind. And then we have this Kent Jones storyline, which to me, like, really, this is what y'all been watching. Because don't get me wrong, there's a few episodes I missed, but I went back and caught up so that way I know what I'm talking about. Really, a foot fetish? This what we do in Love and Hip Hop? That is a new low. I never seen that before a day in my life. They done had the man. Sorry, well, I said the lady. They done had the man show his mama that video of the foot and the fetishizing of the foot. This is what we doing on Love and Hip Hop. That's a different type of love. That's freak hip hop. That's the diddler type of thing. Like, come on now. Some people are into foot play, don't get me wrong, but it's like I myself I'm not interested in no storyline like this. Like, this is just too much. We could have got more Boots scenes before that? Okay, we really could have got more Boots scenes. All right. So Shay Mama introduced her to a new dude, which by the way, he is fine. Okay. He is fine. He's a looker, right? And he at one point went to prison. He used to be a fighter. He used to just knock people out, ask questions later. And now he has turned over a new leaf, right? And Shay is really feeling him, but she doesn't want to show him the side that a lot of people have seen, which is her in the drama, her in the arguments and stuff like that. So, Shay Mama, you did a good job, okay? Hopefully he doesn't have a secret wife somewhere or some secret kiss he's not letting us know about. Because we all know with the luck that Shay has had, he's gonna pop out with a side nigga and a side bitch all at the same time. Like, we just gonna pray that Shay, it does not happen for you like that. So now we get to Bootz. Hi, Bootz, aka Larissa. So for y'all that don't know, me and Larissa have had an exchange before. Okay, this happened a couple years ago. I do feel like both of us were at fault because Larissa to me holds grudges, as we all could see, and also the reason why she ended up contacting me in my DM to me was kind of BS because I made a video where I compared Razor yelling in Stunner Girl's face, just like her yelling in Leilani's face. And to me, those two were the same thing because she used to yell in Leilani's face. At one point, they got in each other's face, and that's when she brought up the whole mothering situation. When she said, "I'm a dead mother," when Leilani said that. So I compared the two. But Miss Bootz, aka Larissa, did not like this. Um, she ended up DMing me, saying a little bit of nasty things. Now I did come back and I was petty and I was saying nasty things back and forth. Now, at one point, she asked to like FaceTime, but I was not in state at that time. I literally was going to Big Brother auditions. So I was not home. So I was gonna pick up the phone and FaceTime, and I was in a hotel, and like she would have been like cracking on me and telling jokes. So that's why I did not answer. Since then, she has blocked me, and I've been blocked ever since. That's literally what happened, y'all. I swear to God. Like I'm not like that's literally what happened. That's literally from the story from beginning to end, y'all. I have reached out to mutual people that we know to tell her to unblock me because I love to interview her and I'm still blocked. So yeah, I'm gonna try to be fair in my assessment of her in this episode, besides the back and forth that we had in the DM, which was a couple years ago. Y'all know I took it as a joke. I don't think it was that serious, to be honest. Like, we didn't talk about each other family and nothing crazy like that. It just gave hi bits. That's why I do my bits all the time. Okay. First of all, I'm gonna say this: Bootz looks beautiful. Okay, she looks absolutely gorgeous. I feel like she hasn't aged a lot since we last seen her. So she sits down with Joy, and she gets a little bit of tea as to what happened between her and Shay. Because this story I have heard been told so many numerous of different ways, not from Bootz, but just through the internet. So to hear from Bootz' mouth, aka Larissa, it was interesting. So apparently it was a fabulous music video and that she was chose to be the main girl. Shay was also in this video. She was not chose to be the main girl. She was only shown in the video for like a small glimpse as the car drove away. And while she was there at the studio filming the video, apparently Shay was talking crap to the director, like, "Hey, how did she get to be the main girl? Why don't I get a little bit of limelight? Basically popping it, right?" So, of course, um, Boots did not appreciate this. So she did confront her afterwards, and apparently, Shay hung up in her face, right? And they've been beefing ever since. And she said she's been talking crap about her on the internet. I will say this: I understand that, but my problem is with Larissa is that she, to me, has made an identity of herself of just having beef with some of these flavor of love girls and not moving on from that. A lot of the flavor of love girls that have been on TV have kind of moved on from the beef of it all. And I still feel like she's stuck in that era. And she's so pretty. And really to me could read more than a fighter, in my opinion, that she could have been a lot further along had she let go of the flavor of love era. If y'all get what I mean. Like, I still feel like she's stuck there, and that's the problem. Like, she should have been on way more shows since then because she was one of the first villains that I've seen on TV. Like, she was one of the ones that used to rile feathers up. She calls herself on her intro that she is one of the first bad girls on television. I said, ooh, and Natalie's not gonna like that. But I will say she was one of the first because I do believe Flavor of Love came out before Natalie's season, if I'm not mistaken. So she is right in saying that. Okay. So she's saying that she wants to get her link back from Shay because of what Shay's done and basically how she was the Batman, Shay was the Robin, and she feels as if she was the one that Shay kind of looked to for answers and stuff like that. She even at one point I saw online that she detailed that Diamond was about to fight her, and aka Diamond the rapper, not Diamond the body. Well, she a rapper too, but that's another Diamond. The Diamond from Scrappy Diamond. Scrappy Diamond apparently was about to fight Shay. Shay had to call her up like, "Bring, I need help. Okay, help me, Howard." And she tried to get her to try to fight her battles, all types of stuff. So this beef has been going for like years. Shay does not strike me the type to be a girl's girl, but neither does Larissa. No shade. And I think that's why they bump heads so much because they have very Um, they have a lot of characteristics to me that are very much alike. Okay. And they're more alike than different. So that's why they don't see the differences. Now, Joy, since she's beefing with Shay, decides to bring her to Shay's event, which by the way, that product, that little health product, I used to do background for Love Hip Hop Miami. Like I remember doing an event and that same product Shay was promoting, girl. That girl don't give up. I'm talking about we did the scene. It was either in a U Fit or a Planet Fitness. It was one of the two. And they had us go out there. It was deep in Miami. We had to wait. We did a little Zumba class situation. We did the little boot, bop, boot, bop, boot. We had to wait for Shay to come. The scene lasted about like 7+ hours. Because y'all gotta understand, Love Hip Hop is very produced. It's not scripted, like they don't write out like say this. Here's the cue card. But you know, you kind of know what with the tea in the scene. I could guarantee you, Shay knew exactly that Bootz was coming. She knew it. She might as well have said, "Hi, Bootz," the moment she walked in. Like she knew she was coming. She knew she was there. What's funny is my friend was in the scene because I saw him in the background. I'm telling y'all, this small is the city. This small. So she ends up saying, you know, I'm going to invite you to, we're gonna pop up on Shay event. We're gonna get her, she's gonna get God or whatever, and then they go on to the next event. Now I will talk about the Michael Blackson scenes, but no Shay, I really don't care. Like I'm sorry. Like it's not interesting to me. It comes off heavily produced. His girl seems like she's kind of down with the program, but she has to act like she's not in order to not be embarrassed on television. Like it's just like it's not my stilo. I don't get why he's on this show. I'm sorry. I do get it because he needs the money, but it's like why? I don't know. So we get to Shay's event, okay? And I want to know. Let me stop. Is it Bootz? Because I don't quite remember. So Shay is giving her thanks because now she has the lung cleanse of her product. Which, by the way, Shay, that kind of doesn't make sense. Isn't your product already have to be the type of product that cleanse your lung? Whatever. But hey, she's doing her big one. I love a black woman with a business. So props up to Shay. So she's giving her thanks. Next thing you know, you get Joy walking in. Which Joy, you need to work on more of your improv skills. No shade. Because I could see right through your acting. She comes in, she's just like, good job. Good job. She acts just like Bobby. She like, good job, good job, good job. Jazz hands. Um, congratulations, Shay. She like, thank you, but you weren't invited. Shay need to work on the acting too. You weren't invited though. But Bootz, she came and stole the show. Now I couldn't tell she was acting or not, even though I know these scenes be hella produced. She comes in, she like, what's up, Bucky? Because Joy's like, but I got a surprise for you. She comes in, she like, what's up, Bucky? Yeah, what's up? Boo! She threw a glass alcohol at her. My friend in the back dodging. He dodging in the back and stuff. And then Shay like, what's up? Guess what's up then? What's up then, Boots? She like, what's up, Bucky? So they kind of going back and forth and stuff. They start grabbing Boots back. Okay. She balking in the back. They grabbing her in the back. They grabbing her in the back. And then Joy is there. She start yelling. She start yelling at the mama. She said, your mama raised the serpents. Okay. Y'all word on the street because y'all know I killed my ears to the street. Somebody told me that scene was hella cut and that Boots and Joy said a lot more disrespectful things to her mother. And that is why they told the mama, like just Shay was telling, take my mama out of here, take my mama out of here. Because apparently they were saying some very disrespectful things, especially Boots. Hi, Boots, to Shay's mama. Which, by the way, like, I just feel like this. I think Boots came on this season so wrong. I'm gonna tell y'all why. You could have still had your beef with Shay, but the way that Joy introduced you as to being one of your first introductory scenes, and it's about Shay, I don't think was the best move for her, especially since we haven't seen her for so many years on a television show. So I feel like had she came in more naturally, maybe through a love interest or something, and then end up running into Shay and had it out with Shay, it would have been a little bit better. But it came across as y'all brought her on just to be for Shay. That's it. And we're not really gonna get to know Larissa. Okay, y'all remember when Monique put her aside? She said, "Here's what I think, Larissa." Okay, we're not gonna get to know Larissa. Okay, then they're pulling her outside and stuff. Shay at one point tried to walk out there. She basically told the dude, she like, "Oh, if you can't get with this program, then you could get the two." I said, "Don't you ruin your chances with that fine looking man." Okay, it is Miami, and I can guarantee you has a plenty of options. And if you're not careful, Larissa it will probably screw him too. Okay, and that's pretty much the episode, y'all. Of course, I'm gonna try to keep recapping the rest of the season, especially now that Bootz, hi Bootz, is on this season. Okay. Bootz, if you find it in your heart to unblock me, we could have a conversation. Anyways, let me know what y'all think down below. We're all babies.